everybody? How we all doing? Kilst, I also thought there was a break this week, but apparently not. The scans themselves had a different idea. The official, however, is not coming out for another 11 days, so RIP to official only readers. But yeah, this week there was a Shonen Jump break. So I thought, like some of you probably did as well, that there was not going to be a chapter this week, but there is a chapter. Chapter is out on OP Scans and TCB. We're going to be reading TCB. And yeah, I don't know. I have no expectations of this chapter because I didn't even think it was going to happen. I kind of have to like remind myself that what's going down and as well. And yeah, it was a pleasant surprise this morning. I did see spoilers drop on Monday, but I thought that was just going to be spoilers. I was like, okay, spoilers are going to drop. Whatever, let me just block it out. And then we'll wait like the 2 weeks or whatever until the chapter comes out. I'm guessing because of how this works, the break is going to be next week for us. Right? Because like there's not going to be any material. I don't imagine we're just going to be like a week ahead for I don't imagine we're just going to be like an entire week ahead of the official. There's no break next week. Are we just going to be in a week ahead? Because the official does not drop for another 11 days. May 10th. Interesting. Hold on. May 10th. Okay, yeah, it works. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm saying like there's a break as in like there's not going to be a chapter like next week, right? Spoils comes out before. Word. And straight from the source themselves here. OP Scans. Appreciate y'all for the info, man. There's a gap. Yeah. It's like a catch-up kind of thing. Because we got the jump break chapter like a week early, essentially. And then that's going to be made up for in the following week. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, chapters out. Last chapter, of course, we had the decimation of Law's crew. They were defeated. Not as badly as Kid's crew, but they were defeated. Beppo, of course, beat the Build-A-Bear allegations after getting slandered throughout all of Wano by me a lot personally. He came out with Sulong Beppo, got his captain out of there, and they escaped. We also had the most interesting part about last chapter, honestly, was the Kuzan stuff, where it seemed like he might actually be working with the Blackbeard pirates because of how he acted and everything. I still feel like he has his own motives, even if he's not working for the Revolutionary Army. I do think like the sword connection's kind of broken. I thought that like 2 chapters ago when we actually found out like sword and what it was. So the Kuzan stuff is still incredibly intriguing to me, especially now that he's fighting Garp, his old mentor. I think we'll get some hints of that. Eventually, I think we have to go back to Egghead, but I keep saying that, and it's not happening, and we just keep getting greatness outside of Egghead. So listen, I'm not going to be one to complain and shut the party down, because we've been getting a lot of great stuff, even though I love the Straw Hat stuff, and I'm going to be stoked when we go back to Egghead and get more Straw Hat stuff. Beyond that, as for what to expect in this chapter, I would say it feels like we have to follow up a little bit on the Beehive stuff. But at the same time, like I've been saying, like we're probably jumping back to Egghead for a long time. So maybe this is a chapter that actually happens, and we keep getting crazy stuff. Like maybe we'll just get some random shit this chapter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what to expect anymore with this, with what's going on with One Piece. Craziness has just been happening across everything. For all my basketball fans, I know there's a lot of you in here because we spend half the stream sometimes talking about basketball. I'm sure we'll talk some basketball later on as well. I just watched one of the craziest games of all time yesterday, what Jimmy Butler did. It was a goddamn shame they had that game going on at the exact same time as the Warriors game, which was also going down to the wire. I see. Yeah, of course, we have some Warriors fans in chat. Hey, listen, the Warriors I kind of view as rivals at this point because they beat us in the finals last year, but I predicted Warriors in 6 off rip since the beginning. Okay, so like I'm not really surprised at this result. And plus, as just purely a basketball fan, I would love to see Bron versus Curry in round 2, and that's gonna be just beautiful to see. Beautiful NBA ratings and everything. Bucks are frauds. Yeah, I cannot believe they lost those 2 games back to back. 16-point lead in the second to start the 4th quarter, and then they just blew it like that. Whew. Yeah, I mean, we'll get to that a little later probably. Another thing I have to mention is that I was planning to actually do the top 30 stream this Saturday, and we are still going to move forward with that because it's hard to schedule in the first place. A lot of people, it works out for the people in this community schedule wise, so I want to lock that in. It's going to be happening 11 a.m. this upcoming Saturday, so you're getting 2 streams in 1 week this week and probably nothing the next week following that, because there's not going to be a chapter and anything, but we're going to move forward with that. I'm going to see how if anybody else could come through, fill a couple more slots, but given the chapter just dropped unexpectedly, I'm expecting some people to probably be busy filming content and stuff for this chapter. But yeah, that being said, let's get right into it, man. Let's not waste any more time. The scan groups have blessed us with a chapter that I did not see coming, but I am here to enjoy. Let's put the headphones on and get right into this. Here we go. One Piece chapter 1082. Let's go and claim it. Let's go and claim it. Okay, they must be talking about the One Piece, right? We've already seen this line from Shanks. So Shanks is like a competitor. Are we gonna see? Remember, last chapter, at the end of last chapter, I said, like, what we're seeing right now is the levels to everything, right? Like, Kid and Law, they kind of rode the clout of Luffy after Wano, got 3 billion berry bounties, but right away they get decked by the other Yonko that are actually still in the race for the One Piece. So right now, I think we're seeing the real competitors, which is Luffy and Egghead, Shanks, Blackbeard, and I think the 4th party is the Cross Guild. So I feel like eventually maybe we will get some cross guild stuff, but at the same time, I don't know if they're actually relevant enough. Is this them saying like, let's go and claim it? Because I do think that's going to be their goal. Like Crocodile's going to want to do that. I'm sure Buggy's going to want to do that after he missed out on that with the Roger Pirates. So I think eventually we'll get some cross guild stuff, but this could be referring to somebody else as well. Here we have a cover page request. Got Chopper eating Zeus like he's some cotton candy. Yeah, Prometheus in the background. Cute little cover story. But let's move on. All right, here we go. Oh, we're starting off with some big news. Morgans? T-Bone's dead? R.I.P. T-Bone. Got the Absalom treatment. Off-panel death. Vice Admiral T-Bone was adored by civilians and Marines alike. An obituary makes the front page. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Am I getting mind juggled here? Is this the person that died at the reverie that we never... No, it was Cobra, right? So Cobra's dead? Or no, was it... A murder happened. Hold on. News of his death shocked the world, but the Navy refused to comment on the details of the incident. Wasn't Cobra the person that was dead? Am I like having Mandela effect here? Because like they were saying Sabo killed Cobra. And that was like this new spin. Obviously Cobra didn't do that. But now we're finding out T-Bone's dead. And now we're going to Navy HQ. Okay. Have they caught the man who did? Okay, so... Yeah, obviously, this is unrelated to Sabo. Is this recent? This just went down? Goddamn, R.I.P. T-Bone, bro. I believe we met him, what was it, back in Ninny's lobby, right? Nope, not yet. But we're certain the culprit's family is bound to be pretty well off after this. What's the world coming? Oh, wait a minute. I think this is the Cross Guild. Yeah, I'm guessing because like he's saying he's well off. Like, why would they be well off? I'm guessing it's because of the bounties, right? That's got to be it. What's the world coming to, Otsuru-chan? The civilians were sworn to protect. They're stabbing us. Damn, bro, somebody just stabbed them like that just to get the goods? Okay. Yeah, so the Cross Guild effect is coming into play. We're seeing it firsthand now. It's unbearable. Pirates aren't the only ones interested in money, you know. Yes, we're seeing Tsuru there chilling with Sengoku. We Marines have bounties on our heads now. It's only natural for people to come after. Are we going to get Marine bounties like full on in this chapter as well? Because we found out Kobe was 500 million, bro. Like, Luffy after Dressrosa, all right? Cross Guild's loaded. They're not messing around. Like, what are they going to drop on Garp? What are they going to drop on Akainu and the Admirals? Billions. It's got to be billions. It's only natural for people to come after us. Especially in a place like Pepe Kingdom, where over 1,000 die of starvation every year. It's no wonder he was killed there. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that makes sense. You're seeing like revolution starting to spark up as well, right? Because that's got to be a plot line that's really got to start to build as we head towards like the closure of this story, right? We got to take down the world government. We're seeing sparks of revolution fly off of the reverie after what Sabo did. Now this stuff is happening, right? Opportunity in these places of struggle. Poverty and wealth. We are all adapt to our circumstances. Not that I'm trying to defend the culprit, of course. Just noting that if this is what that darn clown had in mind, we've severely underestimated him. It's not his idea, bro. Let's be real. Come on now. You're severely overestimating him. How can you protect and serve the people if you have to constantly look over the shoulder when you're around them? Man, they're struggling with this, man. I'm sure some of the Marines like, bro, I'm out of here. Like, I'm trying to protect these people and like they just killing me and shit. If we don't neutralize this Cross Guild group soon, this will kill the morale of every Marine, exactly, and weaken the whole Navy. That's a clutch move, bro. I didn't even really think about that. Like, civilians killing these people. Like, I thought about other pirates and bounty hunters, but like, if you have enough civilians, these pirates will die. You know, like Vice Admirals, like Garp is a different breed. We got some strong people in there like Smoker, but like some of them like T-Bone could just get clapped. You know what I'm saying? Get mobbed and clapped. It could be that easy. Hey, Nina, have you seen Garp? No, Hina. Oh, I don't know why I said Nina. There's a few rice cracker flavors I want them to try. I love that dynamic. Nah, Garp just over there beating Kuzan right now. Don't worry about it. Yeah, he said he was off to save Kobe a few days ago, so he's probably teamed up with Sword. Pretty sure Kujaku's with them at least. Tsuru's like, my granddaughter, what the hell? What? Don't tell me they've gone to Hachinosu. I wonder what the Marines' priorities here is, right? Think about how many things they have to worry about now. Now you got Garp up against gone rogue with Sword to go up against Blackbeard. They probably don't worry about him because he's Garp and there's Sword and they could just cut him off pretty easily. But then you got this Cross Guild thing they want to shut down. They have to kind of shut down. Meanwhile, this big incident's about to go down with another fresh Yonko and Luffy. Man, I already know like Akainu's gray hairs are just coming through heavy right now. Don't tell me they've gone to Hachinosu. Now we're going to Empty Bluffs Island, New World. Okay. We did get Cross Guild. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Are we going to get Mihawk action? This could be a spicy chapter to have right before the top 30 on Saturday, man. I thought we've gotten enough power scaling material, but if we get Mihawk this chapter, oh boy, hold on. Good job crossing the seas to make it here. Thank you. Be proud. The emperors of the underworld are smiling because of you. Everyone's proclaiming the birth of a new star, a champion of evil. It looks like Buggy's getting more clout now, because I guess the underworld is like super stoked that like the Marines are a mess, and like he's just got like more followers. He's gonna be a religion by the end of this story. Oh, here's some like old guy here. I heard my family received the payment. Thank you so much. Don't mention it. You took down one of Navy HQ's finest vice admirals. Your evil charisma incarnate. Stop being so humble. Yeah. You gotta give a shout out for the acting chops on Buggy, though. He gets scared at first, but when he's thrust into the role, he plays it well, man. He plays it well, and he's actually paying these people out. They're not scamming people like actual pirates. So shout out to them for being noble pirates. Your crazy stunt really shocked the Marines. They'll have your head for sure if they catch you. Even if I can't see my family ever again. Oh, now it's getting sad all of a sudden. It's better than them watching them die instead of starvation. Yes, you're seeing how bad the situation is in some of these places. And, they're just kind of willing to do anything to get their hands on some money to save their family and their own lives. Rest easy, friend. We'll take care of you as a fellow pirate. As a pirate? Get it? One of the emperors is taking you under his wing. The bombastic clown himself, Buggy-sama. He's on another level. The 2-bit pirates you've met before aren't fit to lick his boots. Man, the fact that he hasn't blown his cover after like 2 years now is pretty impressive with these other guys. And now they're celebrating him as well. Never forget this moment. You're standing face to face with a living legend. Yeah, it's Buggy-sama in the flesh. Buggy in the flesh. Buggy in the flesh. Buggy in the flesh. Sorry to interrupt you, Barley-sama. Bro, couldn't even get his name right. You're so fresh. What the heck? It makes me sound like some kind of cereal. We finished this, sir. A ship worthy of Cross Guild. Oh, okay, they're getting a new ship? Alright. Where'd they get all these funds from? Was Buggy really loaded like this? Leave the ship to me. I've got some talented shipwrights under me. Okay. I wonder what this is. This might be a goofy ass ship, bro. I'm excited. Yeah! They literally just made it his fucking face. And they got the circus in the background. Making you the figurehead was the obvious choice, Chairman Buggy. I think it turned out great. Oh, man. You expect us to use this thing? Let's take to the meeting room. Uh-oh. Is he in trouble? Let's hear it for the greatest ship ever. You guys really outdid yourselves. In the meeting room. Okay. Let's hear it. Let's have a talk. And there's Buggy got his ass beat again, bro. He's just a punching bag out here, bro. They're doing him dirty, man. Please, just kill me already. The pain. Public awareness of Cross Guild is growing as planned. The Navy is starting to understand the threat we pose, okay? Yeah, Crocodile is the brains of the operation. He's kind of running the show right now. I wonder what Mihawk's agenda is here, though. Because he was pretty chill, just kind of chilling by himself for a long time. Like, growing his garden, chilling with his goth girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? So, like, now that he's teamed up here, like, first and foremost, obviously, he just wants safety and comfort, I think. But is Crocodile actually convincing him to do something else, to, like, maybe go after the One Piece? And what's Mihawk's response to that going to be? Because he's always been solo dolo and never really caring about anything else besides swordsmanship, right? We need to have unparalleled influence to form our utopia. Okay. So utopia is their goal. And become a strong military state. But before all that, we need to establish our overwhelming power, right? Okay, so it looks like Crocodile wants to kind of form his own, like, country where he could kind of settle. And it seems like Mihawk kind of agrees, which makes sense. Like I mentioned, he wants, like, his own comfort and, like, a safe space to just kind of chill and do his thing. Buggy, meanwhile, is freaking out. This is wrong. This isn't how I wanted my life to go. Just as a punching bag figurehead. And to do that, we got to find a way to gather an enormous amount of weapons. Okay, so he was going to say weapons. Wealth. You're saving. We need wealth and power, right? I may have been out of line here. And I know you may do away with me for saying this, but how can you call yourself pirates? Okay, Buggy. Do it. Tell him, bro. What did this cockroach just say? You're doing it all backward. Okay, Buggy's standing up for himself. You must have heard, right? You know red hair is making his move too. Okay, so the news is making cycles here. They're making cycles around everybody. We used to be on the Pirate King's crew together, but circumstances preventing us from going to Laughtail with the others. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, Buggy definitely still has that goal. I feel like Crocodile, even though he's given up a bit, as it seems here, he could be easily motivated. Mihawk is the one I'm curious about, because at the end of the day, he's the muscle of this group, right? He's that Yonko level threat that has the bounty to back it up. Now tell me, way back when, what did you guys want to be? Okay, look at this little motivational speech from Buggy here. When I sailed with Shanks, he shone so brightly with potential. I knew I couldn't measure it up, so I let go of my real dream. Okay, some little bit of jealousy there. Oh, poor little Buggy hiding behind the wall there. 24 years ago, the day Gold Roger, come on, man, we know it's Goldie Roger, was executed. You said it yourself, didn't you, Shanks? You said your crew would reach Laughtail one day too. Yeah. But I've changed my mind. Oh, this is spicy. This is spicy. This is spicy. I'm not ready to go for it yet. What? But I'm still going to be is this something Roger told him? Is this like Ashley Rogers saying, like, you're too early? You gotta, like, help me find the next generation. This is the goal. This is, like, the mission that I could only trust you with. And that's why maybe he went looking for Ace in the first place. Eventually they ended up finding Luffy and then bet on him to be the next Pirate King of the next generation. Interesting. You're not the next generation's king. I misjudged you, Shanks. So he technically could have been, but it seems like Shanks has kind of become a kingmaker in a way. Once again, maybe because of what he found out from Roger. He actually invites Buggy, funnily enough. Come with me, Buggy. I'm not going to work for you, under you, you idiots, you coward. Okay, look at Buggy. Don't care about following Captain Roger's footsteps? You haven't forgotten, have you? It's your fault that I lost that treasure map. I still haven't forgiven you for that. You better watch your back next time we meet. And then he ran off like that. So that was the last time they split up until they met up again, probably until Marineford. That no good Shanks is finally making his move. But what good is it now? See, now, Shanks, that's what I'm saying. Shanks making his move for the One Piece, I don't think is actually him trying to get the One Piece or, like, being this, like, Godfather plan all along. Like, there's no way, you know, he was this super adventurous guy and stuff like that. And then, like, all of a sudden at age, 15, change his plan into, I'm going to manipulate everybody and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, his personality has not changed like that. So I think whatever Roger told him, he then decided, okay, I need to be more than, you know, just following his footsteps, because I can't beat that guy for some reason, you know? I have to find the next generation, which eventually found Luffy. And I think what he's doing now is, like, being actual competition to Luffy to make sure Luffy does enough to actually surpass what he currently is. But Buggy obviously is not viewing that in the same way. I don't know why, but somehow, through luck or chance or whatever, we're on equal footing again. Not really, but I guess technically. And if that's the way it is, I might as well go ahead and say it. I want to be the king of pirates. Okay, some conviction for Buggy. Hey, we got to give Buggy some props here for at least having that conviction, because a lot of these other guys have just given up. Wealth, power? Why stop there when we can have it all? Let's go for it. Let's go and claim the ultimate treasure. Okay, Buggy. Look at Crocodile's not really having it, though. He's almost at, like, the Whitebeard phase. He's almost got that, like, face. Yeah. I can't believe you're deluded enough to buy your own con. Remember, we're only letting you keep that title of yours because it benefits us. You think we're just gonna carry you to the top? Exactly. He said, bro, carry us. We're not playing pirates here. This is serious business. You don't have a clue, let alone a plan. Do you really expect us to just go pick fights with Red Hair, Blackbeard, and Straw Hat? Okay. Now, I will say, Mihawk saying that, not a great look. Not a great look. But I guess he's more rational. I guess you could say he's more rational. What is it? What's the conclusion of this, though? Because it seems like clearly they don't... Crocodile and Mihawk don't really want the smoke. It's a scramble for the treasure. We only need to beat them to it. Let me show you. There are some words that light a fire in the heart of every pirate. And it's because they all set sail for some reason. Oh, yo, he's about to fire everybody up? Listen up, man. Stop it, Buggy. What dream drove you all? Yo, Buggy coming through with the motivational speech. Chairman Buggy wants to give us back that spark. Oh, man. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. Every moment you cling to life might be your last. So why ignore that screaming urge inside of you? If you gave up because the reality of it was too daunting, now's your chance. It's time for us to set sail, to reach out and grasp what we all desire most. It's time for us to finally go and claim the One Piece. Woohoo! Okay, Buggy. Crocodile is pissed. Mihawk is shook. How do they do this, though? Because Buggy does have draw. He does have control here. Do they just leave? I don't think they want to leave this situation. Do they follow? And now we cut away to Kamabaka Queendom. On a grand line. Now, this will be interesting. Because a lot of people think Dragon and the Revolutionaries are going to make it to Egghead by the time the incident happens. I don't think so, because Kamabaka is all the way in paradise. It's not even in the New World. And they got other issues to worry about. But let's see what's happening here. What you think about Ship? The hell are these people? An enemy or what? Who it be? What's going on? Who is this animal? We're Crash Clang. Okay, so we got some robotic woman with bangs. This like mink, I guess. Want to bet on it? I wager it's an enemy who's in. And then we got like this is like a knockoff Germa guy in the background. Sounds good to me, Jay. I'll put 1 mil on it being Sabo, making a safe. Okay, so I'm guessing these are all revolutionaries. So we're getting some introduction to some other revolutionaries. These are cool. Then we got an egg-looking guy, like a German knockoff. Robin knockoff with a robo arm, and like this mink that doesn't know how to speak English properly. It's a fun ragtag group. Okay, now we got their name. Revolutionary Army Vice Captain, the West Army, Ushiano Morley subordinate. Okay, so it's Bello Betty's subordinate Ashiru. And then we have Gyambo, Lindbergh subordinate. Got a super chat. I'll get to that after this. Jiron, Karasu. Okay, so we got the vice captains here. Interesting. And Dragon is still here. Dragon is still chilling. Like I don't think, yeah, Dragon's not coming to Egghead. I'm fully certain now. I was pretty certain before. He's definitely... Sabo's back. Yeah, no, Sabo's fine. So, yeah, okay. Just like that, my man just like ate that for breakfast and just came back. Dragon's son, Ivan's son, Sabo's son's back. I wonder if he's like fucked up. Nope, he's fine. I see it. I see him there. He's fine. So he made it home okay? Thank goodness. I knew something was up when you said you bet $1 million. I can't cough up a single berry. Nah, I'll ring it out of you. Could this guy like see the future or some shit? Like why does he know? I'll use those binoculars. Okay, what binoculars? Welcome back, Sabo. You can't just... You think you could get away with just eating them? That's a Lelouchian ship. Lelouchia? You mean the country that vanished? Wait, hold on. There's more here I'm missing. Sabo was just about to shoot ya. Glad you didn't. Everything okay? Ahiru? Were you worried? Maybe a little. Sabo, you're safe. You made me happy. Yep, that's a Lelouchia ship. I'll explain later. For now, please help these guys. Sabo-kun! Okay, so Sabo really ate that for breakfast, bro. Maybe the ancient weapon's not as strong as we thought. He saved everybody? How is this possible? There must have been a lot of casualties still. There's no way Emu didn't catch a single body out of there. Like, that happened instant, right? You went radio silent. How could you do that? Right? There's Koala being pissed off. My bad, Koala. I couldn't get my hands on an encryptor transponder snail. All my calls would have been monitored. I used the usual 3-beat code. Could be I wasn't even on Lelouchia when it happened. Ah, okay. So he actually wasn't on Lelouchia. So I'm guessing Lelouchia, that island got destroyed. I don't think he was probably able to save many people. He made me so worried. Now she's crying. Sorry. Sabo! Where are all you? Wait till Sabo finds out like they just let Kuma escape, bro. Just wait. Like, he's like, yeah, man, listen. There's Emu is real. Dragon's like, oh, by the way, Kuma that you worked so hard for to get back, we just let him fly away. My bad, dude. Don't scare us like that, silly. Wah! I remember you losers from Lucia. You've come a long way. It's a real shame what happened to your homes, but I heard you were hoping to join our cause? Yes, ma'am. Okay, so it looks like they were able to save some people. There's no, like, why has there not been a mention of, like, cat? I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried that Sabo's gonna be like, hey, man, we did it just in time. We were able to save every citizen outside of the king and queen of Lelouchia because, you know, we got out of there in time. I'm a little worried I'm about to see that because there's not like Sabo seems pretty chill for after, like, everybody feels pretty chill after an island just got decked. First things first, get some rest. We'll straighten you out after that. I heard about Kuma-san. Sorry about that. We let everyone's work go. Yeah, bro. That was pretty bad. I'm also surprised Sabo's not as mad. Don't worry, I knew you two are taking it the hardest. He might have been programmed to return to Marijua as a contingency. Oh, okay. But yeah, that's such a you should have tackled him, bro. Should have just decked his ass. Sabo, you don't want the captain's hearing what you've got to say? Yeah, just hearing it might put your life at risk. What the hell? She said, what the hell? There was some major trouble at the river. Okay, finally, let's reveal it. I'll tell you about what really happened at the Holy Land Maria. Come on, man. You gonna end the chapter there? All right, that's it. Okay, interesting chapter. More of a setup chapter, though. Still a banger setup chapter, but more of a setup chapter. Man, all right. Let's talk about a little bit about this chapter. What we think about it. I'm going to get to the super chat as well. And then switch out the music. Nicholas Van Shots. Thank you for the super chat. Calling it Buggy will unlock Conquerors and a panel of sky splitting Buggy versus Shanks. I will say that was some big dick energy right there from Buggy. Buggy came through and he inspired the gang. All right, and he's been leading this gang for 2 years, and you got to give him props. Bold of Olda used the same. Technically, it is. We got cut off from it last time. I bet you this is going to be classic, too. He's just going to cut away from it, like, permanently for a while. Like, we're not going to find out about this until after Egghead. That'll be, like, classic. Read at TCB or OP scans. Depends on which one comes out first. But if both are out, I usually read TCB because their scans are just more conversational, which is more to my liking. But I read OP when it drops first. This week I just didn't know what chapter was even coming out. Crocodile about to kill a clown. Do I make videos anymore? That's a good point, man. It has been a long time. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, creatively, I'm in a absolute terrible state right now. I need to get back. I know that's no excuse. I need to get back on a grind. But, like, the schedule's been kind of out of whack completely for me. And, like, Just the creative side of things has not been very good for your boy. But yeah, I'll be back on it soon, I promise you. I've not retired as a YouTuber. But you guys should know at this point, you've been following me. I'm not consistent like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's part of what makes my videos good sometimes, is that like I only really, most of the time, I'm only really making videos that I'm having a really good time talking about, and I put my all into, you know, especially recently, I think. Dope chapter, Oda keeps cooking. However, I don't know yet how to feel about Buggy saying all this about obtaining the One Piece. Yeah, I don't know. He's been mostly a meme character, right? So, like, is this, like, Buggy development that we're all of a sudden actually gonna get? What is it actually gonna lead to? The characterization is interesting. I do feel that way to an extent. I'm not mad at it. I'm not really completely confused. I'm intrigued, I would say, at this point, at whether or not it actually builds to something else, or if he's, or is it just kind of an inconsistent plot device just to get the cross scale moving towards the One Piece? If, let's say, the cross scale goes for the One Piece and eventually, like, this leads to nothing for Buggy, we're like, you know, Buggy is still just the same clown, and like we don't get any more moments like this from him whatsoever in the future, and no development at all, I will probably look back at this and be like, okay, that was kind of just like a throwaway type of moment that really didn't connect with Buggy's character, and more so just to get the plot moving. But as of right now, I would say, you know, I'm gonna leave it up to Oda, and I will say I'm intrigued by this side of Buggy that we just saw. Sadak, appreciate you, bro. W streams. We are still out here every chapter, for sure. Consistent doing live. Yeah, that I can't miss. I can't be missing live reactions, too. Then I would literally be doing nothing. Crosskill as a whole would be a formidable opponent. And them going for the One Piece will be an easy way for Zoro and Mihawk. The thing is, Crocodile and Mihawk are realistic. They know that when, in terms of manpower, they're still not quite there, especially at the top, right? It's really like Mihawk is carrying at the top there. Crocodile is a beast himself. And then after that, who do you have? Nobody. They don't got nobody. That's why even for their goal of achieving like a military state, a safe haven, for them to create a utopia, like they even then they need weapons, right? So I think they're just being realistic. They're a formidable threat in a way that like they have a manpower to make the noise, but can they really compete for the One Piece? I'm not so sure. But I do think Buggy has to make it to Laugh Tale eventually somehow. Mr. One, true, but like Mr. One, is he really built like that? Like Yonko Commander type? You know what I'm saying? Like even Crocodile, we haven't seen levels of Crocodile to you know, put him up against like the likes of King and Katakuri and them guys, you know what I'm saying? Like when we do this top 30, I'm gonna tell you right now, Crocodile ain't in there for me. We've had an update on the 4 emperors, all staking a claim at One Piece. What's next? I think next is to bring things together. I think Egghead, we have to focus back at the core. This is interesting, right? This past 4 chapters has kind of been an intermission. Initially, I kind of thought, like, yeah, maybe it's all gonna come together and that's why we're getting it all. But now I look at it, it's like, okay, maybe it's like, because this is the final saga, we're gonna get some super unique things like this, where we jump away from the Straw Hats for 4 straight chapters and just get an update across the world on what all the Yonko are doing, because we gotta kind of build up to that stuff. So maybe Shanks and all of them are not all coming to Egghead. But we do have to go back to Egghead to kind of, you know, focus back on the core story of the arc still, right? But this is exciting, man. Think about like all the moving pieces now. The pieces are all moving. Blackbeard is making a move. He is some part of his crew is going to be involved in Egghead. Shanks is making his move. We're getting updates on the Revolutionary Army. They're starting to fire things up. The Cross Guild is causing some threat. And now Buggy has made a move. And so they're going to have to adjust with that as well. These pieces are interesting for sure. The girl who saved Ace in the Ace volume was in this chapter. I actually didn't really read the Ace volume, so I missed that Easter egg, but I saw a lot of you guys were talking about it. But so now I know who you guys are actually referring to. Oda heard the Buggy means, and here's the thing, Buggy might like be the Pirate King, even if it's for like a split second or like on a technicality. I feel like that meme could get carried to the end. For real. Buggy's speech getting animated, that will be sick. Mr. One Commander, like, I think we're sleeping on commanders a little too much. These are guys with over close to like 1 billion berries. You know what I'm saying? In terms of bounty, and like Cracker was destroying post Dressrosa Luffy at one point. You know, it took 18 hours and a whole bunch of eating just for Luffy to defeat him. So, like, I feel like because of how fast things have moved, we're kind of sleeping on... We're sleeping a little bit on Yonko commanders. Like, Mr. One Das Bones? What have we ever seen that to even expect them to be anywhere near Yonko commander level? You know what I'm saying? He's been in jail this whole time. Like, it's not been like he's, like, training. Not like this whole time, but for the past 2 years, he's been out and about. But, like, I can't imagine he goes from, like, getting defeated by Alabasta Zoro to, like, Yonko commander level. I know Zoro has made that climb, but Zoro's built different. He's part of the main cast, you know? Roger's speech, then Wipe Your speech, and now we have a Buggy D Clown speech. Das Bones ain't T-Bones no more. Pika level? Yeah, that's fair. I think that's completely fair. You can say he's near Pika level. That's completely fair. But like for him to be near like Yonko Commander level, that's like around what Doflamingo showcased in Dressrosa. As far as I'm concerned. Like... Can't wait for the draft tonight. Yeah, I was excited to just watch the draft, but the Celtics, in one of the most frustrating losses I've seen in a long time, fumbled away the last game, and now they also have to play the same time as the draft. Buggy goes, I want to go from I want to die to I want to be Pirate King. Let's go get the One Piece. Quite a drastic shift for him to being terrified. Maybe he's just tired of getting beat up. He's like, you know what? If I'm going to like just get tortured for the rest of my life anyways, I might as well try to do something with this, right? Buggy to help the Straw Hats? Nah, I don't think he's going to go there. It's happening. The incident goes down tomorrow. Like, we got to keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Tatum holding back this core. Tatum holding this core back in a way like it's hard. Because he's the star player. And he's not quite good enough. Like, he's still the best player on this team. But he's not quite good enough right now. As what we've seen. Like, the rest of the team is so talented. If you put another top 5 guy in there, like KD, Giannis, even Jimmy Butler probably right now, Curry, they probably would have won a chip by now. The thing is, like, Tatum's 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? So like, you always have to put it in perspective that he's in his 6th season. In his 6th season, Giannis got knocked out by Kawhi. In his 7th season, Giannis got knocked out by Jimmy Butler. In his, 10th season now, he just got knocked out in the first round as well. So this shit's not easy, even if you are a top tier guy. So is Booker, and he's balling. Booker's got like 2 years experience on him, as far as I know. Yeah, Booker's in his 8th year. Booker's been in the league for 2 years longer than Tatum. I know it doesn't seem that way because Tatum's had so much success early on. But like, Booker's been in the league for 2 more years younger than him. If you more than him. If you want to compare someone to his draft class, it's Donovan Mitchell. And Mitchell has not been as nearly as good as Tatum. And even with Booker, like he choked away Game 7 last year against Luka. Yeah, it's insane how young Tatum is. He's younger than me. Buggy D clown. He has the clowning Willa D. I like how we avoided it. We might get him in the Eastern Conference Final. I think the Celtics have no excuses right now. This is the expectation before the Bucks went out, I think, was we have a chance at winning the finals. We have a chance at making we're one of the top contenders. But the Bucks are tough, and some of the teams in the West are going to be tough. Now I think we are the clear-cut favorites to exit to win the East, talent-wise. They should get it done. They have no excuses. Even in the West, I think they should be slight favorites against everybody. I think they have no excuses right now. As of right now. I don't want to jinx anything, though. Doflamingo to join the Cross Guild, they would have to do a whole Impel Down breakdown. Maybe that's the way they get more manpower because they need it. But that would be cool. It would be cool. I wouldn't be mad at it. Miss Ime Udoka, not really. This is just what this core does. We damn near blew a Game 7 last year against the Heat that we had no business even coming close to down the wire. If Jimmy Butler hit that 3, we would have missed the finals again. This is what this core does. I've been watching them this whole entire time. They do the same exact shit for the past 5 years. It didn't matter if Brad Stevens was the coach. It didn't matter if Ime Udoka was the coach. It doesn't matter if Joe Mazzulla is the coach. Is Joe Mazzulla the best coach ever? No, but I don't think at the core is his problem. I think the team just struggles sometimes with late game execution. They should finish this finish off the Hawks by tonight. If they don't, I'll be massively disappointed, and it'll be one of the most. I think it would be a massive choke if they lose tonight. It was a massive choke already last game. Germa needs to join the Cross Guild. Germa is actually interesting, right? Because there's been some talk that they're going to be heading towards Egghead, given that off of the cover page they were talking about Vegapunk. Personally, that wasn't my takeaway. My takeaway was that they were just talking about Vegapunk and was kind of a cool one-off, and we're not really going to see them again. But I hadn't really thought of the idea that they were oh yeah, it was all Vegapunk's fault. Let's go after him, and they're actually going to get involved in this arc, which could be an interesting little thing because it's been the first time really that we've had a cover story in the main arc kind of coincide in that they're focusing on the same character in Vegapunk, With how good the villains are being portrayed right now, I can see some former Straw Hat allies going to the other side. And some villains going down in style, especially Buggy. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you mean by Straw Hat allies going to the other side and stuff. Mazzulla is not a good coach. I mean, their offense is way better than last year. I haven't seen anything necessarily to think that he's like a bad coach, because I don't know ball like that. You don't know what conversations are being had behind a door. They had the second best record in the NBA. Top 2 net rating. Like, it takes a good coach to you know, keep the same momentum going and keep everybody accountable. I think coaching is pretty overrated unless it gets to the elite tier of coaching, which is like Eric Spoelstra. Other than that, it's just whether or not he can motivate people, and it seems like he's doing a pretty good job, and the Celtics just have this issue where they give away the lead, and they've had that issue for the past 5 years. Yeah, Tatum definitely shoots a little too many threes, especially near the end of games. And it's tough because, like, Brown, I think, has an easier time scoring as some of these late game situations, but his decision making is also so shoddy. So, like, you're always just, like, prone to him coughing the ball up and, like, just not knowing what to do with it and not making the right decision. But sometimes he's cooking. Like, we got to get him ball more. Or, like, we got to get the ball to, like, Derek White or something. Like, the pacing, that's the number one issue. We just slow the ball down so much in the end. You watching? I do not, but I do know Arsenal fumbled. I don't even watch the Premier League, and I've been just seeing what's been happening there. And my God, did they fumble. Had it in the bag and then drew 3 times and then just got smashed up by City. Yeah, no, that was rough. That was rough to see. I don't even watch Premier League. Billy Donovan, yeah. The thing is, I feel like most coaches in the league are gonna have issues. We just watched Budenholzer absolutely crumble in the playoffs. He forgot he had timeouts twice. And that man has 2 coach of the years. I think the vast majority of the coaches in the league, outside of like Spoelstra, Nick Nurse, and Steve Kerr, and like Popovich, like, kinda, are gonna be very. They're just gonna be just not like elite, you know? There's very few elite coaches in the league, and the rest of them are either pretty good to bad. Like, there's some really bad coaches in the league. And then you got the good ones that could get your team through a regular season, maybe not make adjustments as fast in the playoffs, but that doesn't mean they're terrible coaches. It's just like elite playoff coaches, there's not that many of them. Spoelstra's the GOAT, though. The fact that he doesn't have a coach of the year is absurd. Spoelstra's the GOAT. Crossfield and Blackbeard are up to something. And the likes of Captain Kidd has some villain potential. Yeah, Kidd definitely has villain potential. I agree with that. And yeah, Crossfield and Blackbeard, like the chess pieces are moving, if that's what you're saying. Absolutely. With the Bucks out, anybody in the West will win the 2023 finals. Probably Lakers or Suns. Not counting out the Warriors also for back-to-back. I'm not that high on the Lakers, I'll be honest with you. I think they're gonna beat the Grizzlies, but like the top 3 in the West to me is Denver, Phoenix, and Golden State. And Golden State this year, they're just not as good. But you saw it last night when the tough gets going. They just have Draymond, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry, and those guys have been there that will make the right plays. But I think overall, it's clearly they're not as good as last year. But maybe that doesn't matter, because like Denver could be a fake 1 seed, and like if Jamal Murray and Michael Porter doesn't show up, they're cooked. Phoenix haven't really been together long enough. Yeah, and then like Looney gets rebounds and stuff. As long as they have those guys, their top 5, their starting 5, I believe in that core. Even if the rest of the team as a whole is just not as good. Side note, Sabonis is an absolute fraud. That man's been getting cooked all series. My man has no bag. Can't shoot the ball at all. They've shut down his playmaking completely. He's literally just a rebounder in this series. For a guy that's going to probably be the third team All-NBA center, it's actually crazy. De'Aaron Fox is the one that fucking shined in this series, though. He, like, proved that he's, like, a top 15 guy. He's been incredible this series. I think Long Kid should just join the Straw Hat Crew. Now, the Straw Hat Crew is sacred, bro. That crew is sacred. It's not easy to get in there. Even the Grand Fleet is pretty special. Plus, Kid and Law are not going to want to join. Yeah, Davion Mitchell has been a star as well. Malik Monk, too, been really good. Keegan Murray fell asleep for the first, 3 games, but last 2 games has been really good, especially for a rookie. Has been incredible. And you know what? There's been a lot of times in this series where I'm looking on the floor, I'm like, maybe, Alex Len is playing better than Sabonis. Alex Len, out of nowhere, has been, really effective in this series. Do I think LeBron surpasses Jordan? Let's see. Let's talk about it when their career ends. That's what I want to see. I think the longevity of LeBron is insane. Nobody's been able to, the fact that, right now, I think this year and last year is the first 2 years that we're oh, LeBron is clearly, lost a step. Lost a little bit of a step where, he's not really in that conversation for best player in the league anymore. But even with him losing a step, he is still clearly top 10. It's insane. It's insane the level of production he still keeps up at age 38. He's literally the second oldest player in the league behind Udonis Haslem, who's not a fucking player, let's be real. So the fact that he's still all NBA top 10 guy at this age and how much he's sustained this and he's going to break all sorts of durability all-time records. Yeah, it's just going to be it's a tough situation because it all comes down to what you value. Who do you think is who you think is the better player overall? Who do you think is going to get it done when it all matters? Is it longevity, career, accolades? What accolades do you value more? I usually try to avoid that conversation, but I think it's clear they're the top 2, right? No way Oda foreshadowed cross-guild members from those who are viewing Rogers' execution, right? So basically, Doflamingo and Moria left to join properly, obviously not Shanks. And there was a lot of people there, though, right? Dragon was there, obviously Shanks, like you said. So I don't think exactly. I think those were just important characters that we know. Was Crocodile there? I don't even remember if Crocodile was in that scene. Series is over. I agree too. I think once they blew those, they couldn't win one of those games in Golden State. They blew their chance game 4. Game 3 wasn't really that as close, but that was a game they should have came out and stomped. Use your killer instinct, and the Warriors just proved that championship pedigree. But nah, Bron versus Steph is gonna be lit. That's gonna be lit. The ratings are gonna be lit. I think there's so many different ways this could go. As long as the Celtics finish business as they should, we would get Philly, Boston next round. We're already gonna get Phoenix, Denver. I think that's gonna be a fun series. Bron versus Curry possibly next round, and then Miami and the Knicks. And then if you look at the round after that, you either get New York, Boston, or New York, Philly, or Jimmy Butler versus the Philadelphia 76ers, right? That could be amazing. And then you could either get Durant, LeBron, or Durant, Golden State, or Jokic trying to prove he's actually in the discussion for the best player in the world. And then you can get all sorts of crazy rematches in the finals too. Lakers, Celtics, Golden State. You could get Heat, Lakers. You know, this is a rematch from the bubble. All sorts of, like, the playoffs have been incredible this year. Just as an NBA fan. Right now, as a Celtics fan, I'm still pissed they blew the last game. So until they get their shit together, I'm not like, it's like I'm still just pissed from last game right now. Curry vs. Braun non-finals feels weird. It's probably going to be like one of the highest viewed non-finals games of all time, if not like the highest viewed. I think it's probably going to hit that. Hope this is our year. Bucks are eliminated. West looks best. They have no excuses. It's right there for you. It's like it's being served as a platter. Basketball edits. I didn't get to that. I must have missed that in the DMs. I'll peep that in a bit though. What are your chances against the Sixers? I think we should win. Embiid's got a banged up knee. Plus, we matchup wise, we're just really good against them. We beat them every time. We faced them twice in the playoffs before, and it was 5-1 and 4-0. I know they're a different team this time now. Embiid is elevating himself to a different monster. But I don't trust Tobias Harris. I don't trust James Harden at all. And matchup wise, we're just good against them. Even in regular season this year, it was 3-1. And the one game that we lost, we didn't have Jaylen Brown. And Embiid scored like one of the craziest 50-point games I've ever seen. And they still won by like 2. So like, I think we are the clear-cut favorites against the 76ers once we finish business against the Hawks, which they need to do that first. Because like, that last loss got me so mad, dude. They were like up 12 with like 5 minutes left, and they just blew the game. Like, how many times do you have to learn the same lesson to stop fucking around? Because they did that so many times. They've done this so many times. LeBron Curry series gonna spark some crazy debates I'm not ready for. It is an interesting like perspective. If you look at like this past like segment, this last decade or so, it's been those two. Both of them 4 championships too. Like there's like everybody always wants to talk about like Bron and like his argument for the GOAT, but I think it is like a small discussion topics that should be talked about more. Is like who's had the better deck. I don't know what the time frame would be, but like this era, I guess. Who's been the best player of this era? I think there's a genuine argument there. I believe Bron has 2 MVPs this era with the Heat. Starting with the Heat. Curry has 2, both with 4 championships. And like, yeah. It's a sneaky fun discussion. Four and 10 in the finals and a Mickey Mouse ring. Okay, but if you're talking about this era, you got to take out his like Cleveland shit where like he had no business being there in the first place in his like second year in the league. The loss against the Mavs is still one of the worst. It's a huge stain for him. He did then lose against the Spurs again. The Mickey Mouse ring is funny though. That's a funny one. Lay Mickey memes. They haven't blown more leads than my Bulls. Well, that's just a different conversation, man. The Bulls, I don't know what y'all plan is gonna do. I don't even know if Lonzo's gonna play basketball again. So like, the Bulls is a whole different topic, man. Losing before the finals is not better. That is true. See, that's why it's a fun topic. You could really compare their success this past era. You know, Curry for a long time was injured. You know, I mean that counts to a degree. Like the man couldn't stay on the court for a while. Lost to the Spurs in 2014. It could have gone really bad if Ray Allen didn't save him. It could have gone really bad. That Spurs team, you got to give credit to that Spurs team. They came back the next year, and it was just one of the most beautiful basketball teams to ever watch. That ball was just moving back and forth and back and forth. Yeah, the KD stuff, it's like a weird wrench in this whole thing, you know? It would have been really fun to see the Warriors without KD, because then you have a more fair comparison, I think. And it's like KD is like a weird anomaly in this whole conversation, because like those years where he was with the Warriors, I think he had a real argument that he was better than Bron, because he was playing his ass off. But then, like, outside of that stint, he hasn't had the same playoff success at all. And then, of course, he got injured, and it's just like completely took his path, you know, off of what it should have been. Steph Curry not lost a playoff series against a West team in his career? Now that's a lie. I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure that's a lie. I'm gonna need a fact check you on that one. Yeah, in his younger days, he definitely lost. Yeah, 2013 playoffs, lost against the Spurs, who went up against the Heat. And then 2014 playoffs, lost against the Clippers, was it? Yeah, it was against the Clippers. And then after that is where his team started really figuring it out. And then KD came along. Then he got injured. And he got injured after that. Oh yeah, Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr did that. Yeah, Mark Jackson. Those are some rough years. What the dog doing in One Piece? What you mean? Y'all want to talk about Mickey Mouse rings? Let's talk about 17 and 18 Warriors rings. Oh, see, now we getting spicy, bro. Now we getting spicy. When will this tomorrow come? Yeah, like it's speculation, but you really have to piece it together. I'm sure the theorists are gonna go crazy. I'm sure the theorists, but like we're not really a theorist-based community. I feel like on this channel, we talk about theories, but like we're mostly just discussing and speculating. We're not deep diving too often. The Red Dog himself, yeah, he needs to make a move. My man's been sat in the cubicle for far too long. Chocho is the GOAT. Top 10 character right there. More like, honestly, top 10 voice actor. We based in facts out here. For sure, for sure. What do I think will happen in this tomorrow? Well, tomorrow is Friday. And what games are on Friday? Is Warriors Kings game 6 there? Lakers? Grizz? That series still has to close out, right? JJK manga's ending soon? Yeah, those two games. Makes sense. And then Saturday, I believe, should be Denver, Phoenix. And then Sunday will be Miami, New York. The second round's going to be lit, man. Second round's going to be lit. Nuggets are a weird team to rate, man. I want to see them go up against some stiff competition and how they really handle it. I will say this. If they get knocked out by Phoenix in round 2 after Jokic is like back-to-back MVP and been probably runner-up for a third one, and he just gets wiped like that, that'll be a rough look. That'll be a rough look. I don't know what you do with that team. They need like a second star if they can't get it done with Murray and Porter for just being too inconsistent. Because, like, supporting cast is amazing. KCP, Aaron Gordon, Murray, Porter. Like, that's a solid cast of people there. Game 6 Warriors game. Tempted to fly. That shit's probably expensive as fuck, though. I saw the Kings tickets were crazy. Because it was their first one in, like, over a decade. The longest drought in sports, I think. Longest playoff drought in sports. Bucks do off this season will be interesting. Middleton has a player option that he'll probably opt into. Brook Lopez is a free agent, which is a sneaky one because he's really good for them. They're gonna be losing a lot of people. Like Ingles is up, Jay Crowder is up. I think Wesley Matthews might be up. Right? They're gonna have to like really make some decisions on who they want to keep and how they want to move forward. And it'll also be interesting to see how the new CBA impacts things, because there's a second tax apron that has a shit ton of restrictions on it, where it's like you can't trade so-and-so first round picks. If it's like you're multiple years in, one of your picks just becomes the last picks, like 5 years out, you can't use your, tax MLE, you can't trade cash, outgoing salary has to be equal. So that's like a sneaky, like almost hard cap that they've set in the CBA there. So it'll be interesting to see how certain teams react, like the Bucks and even like the Celtics, and what they do with someone like Grant Williams. Whether or not they want to avoid that second tax apron. Teams like the Warriors are like too far gone to like, they can't really do anything until like, unless like Draymond opts out and leaves, and then like the year after Clay runs out. But like, other teams that are like right there, they got some decisions to make. Brook Lopez to go to the Warriors. What you gonna trade Draymond for him? Draymond opts in and then you trade him. The thing is, like, Grant wasn't bad when he played in game 4 or game 3. I'm not exactly sure why he's just completely benched right now. I'm sure he'll play in the Sixers series, but it's not like Hauser has been like absolutely amazing. I do not play One Piece Bounty Rush. No. Least favorite One Piece character? It's Trouble. It's always Trouble. Dame or Levine with what contract, though? I promise you nobody wants to touch that Jordan Poole contract right now. And it's not going to be Clay. Clay's... What's Clay going to do for him? If Grant's on a reasonable contract around 10 to 12 million, I would say definitely bring him back. If it gets up to like 15, you actually have to think about it. Yeah, it's hard to surpass Treble as the worst character. Especially if you watch Dressrosa, he just made that arc so much worse in the anime. And it was already dreadful with the pacing. But my god, Treble really hammered home how bad that was. Kobe White, he's a free agent. We have no money, man. And we don't need guards. I promise you that. There's one thing we don't need right now is guards. I believe in Brad Stevens as well. I'm right there with you. Play One Piece. I actually played a One Piece Odyssey before it came out at Comic-Con. But it wasn't really for me. It's like a turn-based type of thing. I'm pretty selective with my games, man. Like, I don't game too often. The most recent game that I really played was Hogwarts Legacy. Only because, like, I enjoyed Harry Potter. And then outside of that, I just kind of kick up 2K every once in a while, and that's it. We did get Danilo Gallinari, and then he tore his ACL in the Euro Cup in the offseason, so he hasn't played a game. He also has a player option for $6 million. Then I'm guessing he's probably going to opt into, unless he thinks he could get a bigger bag out there, because I don't think he'll get that much playing time. But, he's a useful piece to keep around if he does opt in. We're over an hour here. I think I might wrap things up soon here. It's a shorter stream. Usually we're going for 2, but we're going to stream again on Saturday, and that's going to be a very long stream. So I might wrap things up early here for this kind of unexpected stream. But yeah, we'll be talking lots on Saturday, and looking forward to the Celtics hopefully righting their wrongs tonight and finishing out the series and giving us an incredible round 2 of NBA basketball coming up. And next chapter for One Piece is probably not going to drop for another 2 weeks, because this week's came early. But we'll be back with a top 30 stream on Saturday at 11 a.m. EST. I'm such a crappy worker. I have my PlayStation 5 next to it. Working from home, bro. People really be taking advantage of it, and I don't blame you one bit. Do what you need to do, man. As long as you get the work done and you don't get fired, right? Who cares? Pirtle is a free agent. So is Nas Reed. We don't have no money, man. I'm not even sure if we're still gonna have the taxpayers MLE. Which would be about 5-6 mil, or like 6-7 million next year probably. But that's gonna be gone for people that are over that second tax apron. And Pirtle's gonna get paid. Like, he's really good. Nas Reed is also a free agent. Like, Minnesota should really keep him. Gonna be in New York. Won't make it. It's all right. The VOD will be up for everybody to see. Teddy, of course, is gonna be there. So far, the people that are going to be there are people within this community. So it's Teddy, Nigel, Safama, Rickon, Hawaiian Punch. And that's it, I believe, for now. Plus myself, so that makes 6. And then I'll see if the schedule works out for some other creators, and we'll get a nice lineup going, and we'll start at 11. We'll probably go for 3-4 hours at least. I will be there no matter what. All right, man. I'm going to wrap things up here. We'll see you on Saturday. And as always, thank you for a fun stream, people. Take care, everybody. Peace.